Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first look at Digital Diamond Baseball application. I've had it less than 24 hours at this point. This is version 11, and it includes the integration of Status Pro cards. I am into my second game, and in my first 24 hours, I have learned a few things that I'll pass on, and I have a lot more to learn. So I'm inside a game. I've created the lineups. Um, this is my MLB Super League with 30 teams. So to get out of the game, I'll go over here to the menu pop-up and save and exit. You cannot save exhibition games. I did find that out. So you have to be playing as games from an actual schedule. So this will save my games in my lineup, I believe. Even though I hadn't started the game, I had created the lineups. So it's a little slow, but it's pretty reliable. And you can see I've already imported the player images. I've imported my logos. And like I said, this is a 30-team league. This is the screen to play a game. And I played my first one already. And you can see it was the 2016 Cubs against the 2019 Nationals. And you can see the box score from the game here. And it's got a nice write-up for each game. So overall, I'm tickled with this thing. And like I said, I'm still learning it. So here's a game summary. Tonight's game between Washington and Chicago kept the crowd entertained as Washington picked up the win. Anthony Rendon led the offense for Washington, going 1 for 3 with a walk, a home run, and 3 RBIs. With the victory, Washington is now 1-0. There's a newspaper-style box score. Love it. It's got all your stats here. John Lester took the loss against Strasburg, who was awesome. Look at that. He allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, and 7 innings of work. And you get an extended box score. The scorecard, you get play-by-play and scoring plays. And you can export these, which I haven't even messed with yet. So you can export that for posting on forums, I presume. This is the little back button here. And I wanted to get to like the main screen. So basically everything's all about setting up a library. So if you want to open a library, you say open a different library. So this will take me to the main screen and I'll be out of my library. So the only ones I've actually installed, you can install the libraries that are already here. And it comes with all of these. Some of these are pre-made all-decade teams, and then it starts with your regular seasons. Oh, I just noticed there's a playoff library. I was just asking about that on the forums, about how you recreate a playoff. So this one actually has a playoff library. The other seasons you have to create the playoffs, so you have to make a library for them if you want to play them as played. But all these seasons are in here and you can play them as played. And there's even some fictional seasons built in down there. So I want to cancel and go into my MLB Super League, which I created. And like I said, I've had this thing less than 24 hours still at this point. And you can look at my season overview, which is pretty cool. Manage the teams, you can play a game, libraries. So let's go here to the season overview. As I said, I've created 30 teams. I've put them into divisions in the American League, 3 in the American League, and 3 in the National League. And I've created a 162 game schedule that I'll follow just to keep stats because it has a schedule generator built in here. But even after one game, look at this. You get a beautiful look at standings. And these are the leagues that I put my 30 MLB Super League teams into. So you have your American League, Central, East, and West with all these different teams that I've created. And it imports their players. And in the one game that I played, we have no information for the American League because both the teams I played were in the National League. It was the Nationals against the Cubs. But look, it's got the player images with their averages, their home runs, leaders, RBI leaders, pitching leaders, ERA, wins, saves. And this is really cool. This is built in. You got your American League MVP votes and 0 so far. But just in the one game I've played, you can see votes have been tallied for different players based on their performance. And National League Cy Young votes, Strasburg with his performance against the 2016 Cubs has 10 votes already. There's more. This is all built in. Who's hot at the plate? Who's hot on the mound? You got your current hitting streaks. Again, I have not played an American League game yet, but you have one game hitting streak for a bunch of folks, but it lists, I guess, the top 5 there. So that's going to be cool to follow. This page is really got me tickled because I do a lot of stuff with spreadsheets that keeps me doing things manually on my own and not using things like this. But Mark has done a fantastic job with this, and I can see maybe sticking with this. So what my plan is with this, like I said, I'm still learning, but say if I go to play a scheduled game, I can get right back into the game that I've already started, this second game. I haven't even thrown a pitch yet. But before I do, I have a few minutes. Let me just go back to the main menu and talk about how I set up my player images. You go to, boy, I'm trying to remember. Don't think it's the player editor. It is view players and make rosters. That's reporting. Play by player editor. Let's take a peek in there. I don't think that's it. No. But I'll tell you what I did do in here is these are the teams I had put in for my league. And I'm looking for my 2016 Cubs. In this player editor, when I went to use Kyle Schwarber in the first game, I realized that he had virtually no regular season at-bats, and that was going to be a problem. So I went to Kyle, and in here I put in his 2017 statistics because I wanted to use him. He was a big part of the playoff and World Series run for the 2016 Cubs, and in my mind, he's always a part of the Cubs' success. So Kyle Schwarber, I put his 2017 stats in here. Everybody else on the 2016 Cubs, of course, uses their 2016 stats. So that's where you can do things like that. So I'm thinking it's here in library options. And in here, you want to go to player picture options. And this is how you load your, you tell it how to load the profile pictures for each player. And basically, I'm telling it to use a first name with an underscore, last name .jpeg, and that's how it finds my pictures, which I have located in the Digital Diamond directory. And right where it wants it to be in player picks. And I put a folder called teams. And in here you can see, I don't know if you can see it, there's 12,000 and some photos in here, which I got from a link on the Digital Diamond Baseball discussion forum page. And it's this last link, it's the last post of this one discussion about where to find player picks. And that link right there will take you to a downloadable file with those 12,000 profile pics, and you put them in your folder for Digital Diamond. And basically you tell Digital Diamond, where is it at, that you've created a folder called Teams in the default folder, and the default folder is Digital Diamond, data files v11, and then player pics. And then I created a folder called Teams. So then you just tell it the naming convention, and it's first, for me, it's first name underscore last name. I couldn't go with a space. It will not allow just a space. So I had to put an underscore. I had to run a script to put an underscore between the first and last name. So that's how you set that up. Okay. You can also do customization of ballparks and their career mode, sound options, and all kinds of things that I haven't gotten into a whole lot. I've got the logos entered in. Using the team editor is how I loaded my logos. 2014 Baltimore I am not using in my Super League, so that one does not have a logo, but these other logos I've all created. Basically download them, put them in the correct folder for your Digital Diamond installation. And again, we want to go into the data files v11 and your logos folder. And all these logos are there for the choosing. So when I went to put in, say, the 1907 Chicago Cubs logo, I downloaded it to that folder and basically chose it right here. In the Digital Diamond Data v11 files and logos, and there they are, all the ones I downloaded, and I can choose any of those for any team. Then you put in the team name, nickname, team city, nickname, and put in colors that you want represented. All this within the first 23 hours. I only messed with it a few hours yesterday. So, and hardly at all this morning. I just got my second game up and running. So, let me hit the back button. And try to get back into my game, play a scheduled game. And the game that I'm playing is the 1975 Reds against the 2008 Phillies. And I only have like a minute left, but you can see I've told it to display the Status Pro cards, and you can use those, and you get your fast action card in the middle, or you can play using Mark's basic game setup. And I'll have to do a second video to get into these things for playing a game. So I'll cut this off and start a second video. But that is my setup part, I guess, for my initiation into Digital Diamond Baseball. And I feel like I've done pretty good. And I've got my league set up and I'm already playing games. So all in all, doing good.